Good morning, gents. How are we? How are we today? Listen, I just wanted to introduce myself quick, and also just to say a big thank you for joining Trial Talk. Appreciate you jumping on board. So I'm Stuart. I've been plastering since I was 19 years old. I'm 38 now, so almost 20 years behind the trowel. So I've been at it sort of long enough to know some of the challenges that we face as plasterers, but mainly sort of self-employed plasterers, so guys that are running our own businesses. And one of the reasons that I wanted to put Trial Talk together was specifically for those of us that are self-employed, and also those young lads that are up and coming, fresh out of college, or they might be labourers that are advancing, working alongside a time served plasterer, gaining knowledge and gaining skills, but they want to further gain knowledge and learn from a larger group of plasterers from different aspects of plastering. So another reason I wanted to put the group together was, we all know that on the bigger groups there is a bit of ridicule that goes on. I think a lot of guys, they might want to post things, they might want to post their ideas, or their work pictures, but I think they'll probably be holding back because of this fear of ridicule that sometimes goes on, and you know, tearing down people's posts, tearing in, criticising. We're all up for the banter. I'm bad for the banter when I'm working on site, and also online I can have banter, but I think there's a fine line between, you know, banter and abuse, really, and it can go too far sometimes. So I'm all up for some plasterers banter and having a laugh and a joke with people, but obviously if that goes more towards bullying, then this group probably ain't going to be for you. And really I want to try and weed out those characters in Trial Talk, and the idea is to create a brotherhood, really, where we can all band together, gain knowledge, but also share knowledge and pass our skills and our knowledge down. I know that sometimes a lot of the older plasterers, the old mercenaries, their mindset is sort of, well, I'm not going to share my knowledge, I'm not going to pass that down, because then that weakens me. It's took me years to gain this knowledge, and I'm not willing to, you know, to dish that out freely. I think that's a self-limiting mindset to have. If you're coming towards the end of your career as a plasterer and you've got all that potent knowledge of the trade, not to pass that down and not to share that on and retire with it locked in your mind, it's a shame, really. It's a waste. So if you're an older boy and you've got those, you know, decades of trial experience behind you, all the material experience that you've gained, pass it down to the young lads that are up and coming, or even the guys that are getting a real hard time, which are these crash course guys. I can understand that these 2-week courses piss people off, and I'll be honest with you, at one stage they pissed me off, because you got guys that are jumping on these courses, and then, you know, the myth is that they run out and they start their own businesses and undercut everybody and do rough work. But I don't know how much of that is actually true and how much of it is really it's a misconception, because I think a lot of these guys that are doing the 2-week courses, they might be you know, property developers, they might be enthusiasts, people that are just trying to do up their own homes and just trying to get a half decent finish on their own homes, or they might do it as a hobby or a little bit of a sideline. But I can't see them being a direct threat to a time served plasterer that's got, you know, decades of knowledge and experience under his belt. So if there are people out there that are doing these, you know, 2-week courses or weekend courses, let's get them on board. Let's set them straight. Let's get them, you know, tooled up with the knowledge that they need, and show them the standards that they need to meet, rather than tearing them down and making them feel shit about themselves because they want to learn plastering and there's no other avenues for them to learn. I mean, it's not like guys are willing to take these people on, because often we're going in that cheap that we can't afford to have anyone on site beside us. We can't afford to pay them, and that's another topic. that I want to talk about on Trowel Talk, and there'll be loads of chance to delve into the off the tools side of things and the business side of things and the self-employment side of things with something that I put together called Off the Trowel. So I've already released a blog yesterday which focuses on starting up on your own and going out alone as a plasterer, starting up your own business and going self-employed. I hope some of you have enjoyed reading that. I know I've got some positive feedback already on going out alone, so I really appreciate you reading that, guys. I know it's a bit long-winded and it's a bit of a read, but if you do take the time to scroll through, I think you will find some good nuggets in there that you can take away. And you know, all this stuff, it's just food for thought. It's just food for thought for us as plasterers, as self-employed plasterers, because a lot of the groups, it's fun and games, which is fine. You know, as I say, I love the banter, and I will go on these groups. I'm a member of these groups, the bigger groups, and I do like to have a bit of a giggle and have a scroll through, and you know, have a laugh at the cat bumming and all that weird stuff. I don't know where the fuck that come from, to be honest with you, but I'm going to try and avoid all that sort of stuff and try to focus more on the business side of things, running and operating, and how we can improve and expand really, and also how can we get our rates up. So look, anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm going to end it there, but again, thanks for joining Trowel Talk. Get stuck into the thread. I hope you enjoy it, and please post all your pictures, post questions, post ideas that you've got about plastering, because that's the idea. So we're going to share ideas together. If you're young, if you're just starting, if you're at college, or even if you're on the verge of retirement, post your ideas, and let's get a dialogue going, and let's get stuck in. Thank you, lads. Have a great day. Stay safe.